Sometimes during the modeling process, you want to find the center of your selection or your object. And there's an easy way to do that with one of the measuring tools. I have this just basic object here, and if I wanted to find the center point for it, I could come over to the Detail tab, and under Measure, I could use Point Center. And it tells me that the center point is 0, 0, 0, so it's at the origin, which is kind of an easy one for this. I've got it centered at the origin. It's the average of all 144 points on the object. Now, if I wanted to find the center point of this polygon here, let me hit Shift A to fit to window for that selection. Okay, and if I wanted to find the center point for this object, well, now it's not so simple. It's not centered at the origin. So what I could do is come over to Measure, Point Center, and it tells me the exact average of the 3 points selected, tells me where that's at. Now, why would I want that? Well, what if I want to place the pivot point on that exact location? Well, I've got the values right there, and I know that I can have the center point right at the dead center of that polygon. Okay, now what I can also do is select any of the polygons. Now, this next tool is limited to just one polygon selection, so you can't have the whole thing selected. So I'm just going to grab, let's grab this polygon right here, and so that we can see the result, I'm going to switch to color wireframe. And what I want is I want to place a point at the center, at the average of all these points that are selected, at the center of this polygon. Well, to do that, I can come over to Measure, Find Center, and it places a point dead center of that polygon. And I'll do the same thing, let's say, to this polygon. So I'll come over and find center. And so instead of giving me XYZ values, it's placing an actual point. Now, if I wanted the XYZ values for this point, I can always come over to the info window, and I've got that information here. So I can still get that information. But if I was just after the information, I would use point center. If I wanted to create a point to work with, I'm going to use find center. So it's two completely different tools that can give you the same information. The point center only gives you the information. Find center gives you the point. So two ways of finding the center of your geometry.